Tracer section, line astern. Go. 2, 3. 3 in, all aboard. Tracer section, follow me. So let's get them home. Echelon port, go. 2, 3. Tracer, stud 1, go. Tracer, check in. 2, 3. Tracer section initials.
Roger, Tracer. Circuit clear. Surface wind 260. 10 knots. Call down wind.
I'm going as far as RAF Kingswell, if that's any help.
You're a group captain, aren't you?
Yes.
No, thank you. I think I'll walk.
Thank you, Mr. Prentice. Did the job in no time. Just a loose wire.
And the razor's working all right, Nelson?
No, as you can see, and hopefully it'll now go on for another 10 years.
He's, one of those two Germans, isn't he, Jack?
Yeah, Herr Obert. He's a nice bloke.
What are they doing here at Kingswell?
Oh, I'm not sure. All I know is he's fitting some equipment to that Dominator that came down from Finningley. There's a demonstration laid on for the MOD next week.
Oh. Is he a civvy, then?
Yeah. Owns a big electronics factory out in Germany.
Ah, I see. Trying to flog us some German equipment. I mean, why don't they do their testing down at Boscombe?
Well, I don't know. Well, perhaps they couldn't fit him in. Go and ask Hole if you're that curious.
All right, only asking. See you later, Jack. Morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Jenkins.
How'd it go this morning, sir?
Not bad, Mr. Prentice, not bad at all.
Packed a lot of training in these 2 months, sir.
Yes, all we need now is a mission to put it all into practice.
Ah, well, as a matter of fact, I hear Group Captain Christie's just arrived. Perhaps there's something on.
Right. Morning, sir. Hope you haven't been waiting long.
Long enough to note that the Phantoms have been flying a hell of a lot of hours.
The whole squadron's been flying a lot of hours, sir. We're as ready now as we ever will be. I had hoped you'd arrive bearing good news.
There was a big meeting at Strike Command yesterday. 373 was on the agenda.
Not having second thoughts about us already, are they?
I'll know that by this afternoon. I've been invited to lunch by the AOC.
Oh, excuse me. Wing Commander Tyson. Oh, ask her to wait, would you?
Now, these flying hours, they're going to have to be reduced by 25%.
That's tantamount to saying that I got my sums wrong in the first place.
On paper to me today.
I assume there's a reason for this.
There is. The ground crews, can they be reduced?
Sir, a rapid deployment squadron is not much use unless the aircraft are 100% serviceable 100% of the time. If we start compromising in that area...
Compromise? I'm talking about survival. There are changes in the air. And I'm talking of changes tomorrow.
Yes?
Family's open day, I can't make it.
Right, sir.
Give your wife my regards.
Put Mrs. Tyson through now, would you? Hello, darling. Sorry about that. I had somebody with me. How are you?
Come.
Excuse me, sir. They've just come through to say
minute,
that...
I'm jammed. Bit late, but never mind.
Oh, sounds like good news for one, sir.
Looks as if we have a guest of honor after all. Group Captain Christie here, yeah?
He's having a word with Wing Commander Tyson, I believe, sir.
What the hell are you doing with my sausages, Colonel?
Oh, that's what they are, sir. Had you worked out as a rump steak man, sir?
Did you indeed? Let me tell you, young Adams, those are real pork sausages, an animal I doubt you've ever seen.
Oh, well, they don't make them like they used to, do they, sir?
No, you're damn right they don't. I remember there used to be a place, where was it? Camberwell Green. I take it there is some reason for your being here?
Naturally, sir. For some mysterious reason, the main gate came through to me to say they were sending up a Mrs. Johnson. Has an appointment with you, I believe, sir.
Right.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Oh, allow me to introduce Group Cap...
Thank you, Clive. We have met.
Sir?
Please, do go, Mrs. Johnson. Take a seat. Didn't wish to accept a favour from the enemy, was it?
Something like that.
Now, Mrs. Johnson, I gather from your letter that this matter's to do with low flying.
Indeed it is.
And I see you end by saying you want to consult with me before going to higher authority.
Naturally, I hope that won't be necessary.
Naturally. I see you live at Cotswood. Delightful village.
It is. And the Beeches is in a prime position. The only house in the village that overlooks the golf club.
Oh, yes. The dog leg at the 8th is very pleasant.
2 months ago, we had a buyer for our house. 85,000. Since it all seemed so positive, we exchanged contracts for the house we're buying in Richmond. On the hill, you know. And that was when all this low flying started. Naturally, our buyer now does not wish to proceed, and I don't blame him.
Surely you're not saying the RAF is solely responsible for the sale of your house falling through?
Of course I am. You have not only devalued our house to the extent where it is practically unsaleable, but you have also saddled us with a crippling bridging loan.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Johnson, you can hardly blame us for that. Didn't you have legal advice before taking on such a loan?
I don't really see that that is any concern of yours, Group Captain. I came here to talk about compensation.
Compensation? I see.
Well, after all, the RAF is responsible.
Mrs. Johnson, all low flying from this station takes place in an area 20 miles from here.
Rubbish! I've seen planes flying at no more than rooftop height.
Only when coming into land. Now, the main runway is east to west. Now, your house at Cotswold is at least 3 miles to the north of this. Now, I fully appreciate you will hear some noise, but certainly no more than you will hear at Richmond, which, as you know, is on a flight path to Heathrow.
Well, I knew that coming here was a waste of time. I shall just have to go to higher authority.
I was merely trying to put the matter in perspective. I'm sure that if you talk things over with your husband...
My husband? He's about as negative as you are.
Walker, would you please show Mrs. Johnson?
Sir.
Thank you. Damn.
Yes, Lübeck is quite unique in this respect.
Ah, hello, Bert. I was just coming to look for you.
Oh, yes?
I'm afraid I've just had some bad news in from MOD.
They haven't cancelled the demonstration.
No, it's not as bad as all that. They simply want it brought forward from next Thursday to Monday. Question is, can you be ready in time?
Well, I shall have to be, won't I? After all, the customer's always right, no?
Not when it's MOD.
Yeah.
Now, what about your test flight? You had that planned for Tuesday.
Yes. Can you fit me in tomorrow? I know you have a lot of aircraft in the air, but the actual test will be taking place over the Channel.
Oh, yes, I think we can manage that all right, provided you're ready to go.
Yes. Yes.
I have the feeling you could do with some help.
I have the feeling you are right.
Squadron need a grant, sir. Personnel management.
Oh, yes, Margaret, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
When did you arrive? Last night?
Yes, fairly late.
Hardly had time to settle in then.
No, but I thought I'd do the rounds, put a few faces to names.
Good idea. You were at Coningsby, weren't you?
Yes, for 2 years.
Mike Fairchild has joined us from there. You must know him.
Yes, I know Mike.
No doubt. Now, you do know it's our open day tomorrow, and we've got the Battle of Britain Memorial flight arriving.
Yes, and the Red Arrows. Can't be a tight fit squeezing them all in, but we'll manage. That reminds me, sir. I see you're living in the mess. Will you be needing married quarters?
I'll let you know. There's no immediate hurry.
Yes, well, thank you very much. That would be very helpful. You see, my pilot Erich is a splendid fellow, you understand, but not much help when it comes to testing circuits.
I think that applies to most pilots, sir.
If you'll put someone onto it, Mr. Prentice.
Right away, sir.
You're in good hands, Sir Robert.
I know that. I've already done most of the installation myself.
This piece of equipment for the Domini, sir, what exactly does it do?
Well, basically, it's a very small computer that can automatically fly a complete mission profile. High-level approach, low level to the target, reciprocal course, also at low level, and high-level return to base.
Sounds impressive. Who needs pilots?
No, come, Mr. Prentice, one step at a time.
And I take it the computer, sir, is still very much at the experimental stage.
Well, not entirely. Some of our planes are using it in Germany, but of course, your government wants to test its adaptability in its own aircraft.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
As electronics is my field, I'd quite like to work on this one myself.
Well, excellent. But I'm afraid it's going to mean a late night.
Oh, that's all right, sir. I wasn't planning on doing anything.
Right. Well, I'll see you in the hangar after lunch then.
Very good, sir.
It's a funny thing. Time.
Eh?
Time. I mean, when I was a kid, they was our deadly enemy. Tick-tock. 40 years later.
Come off it, Bob. What do you want to do? Turn the clock back?
I was merely observing how things change, that's all.
Oh, Struth. Fancy a jar?
Yes.
That's one thing that doesn't change.
They were good times in the early days. The four of us working in this shed. Yes, in my garden. It was no more than 4 meters square. I sometimes miss those days.
A call back yesterday, bit time return.
Sorry?
Shakespeare. Oh, your glasses.
Oh, thank you. I am a reformed character.
He's just come back from Damascus, have you, Mike?
Hey? What do you want about?
Damascus? Never mind. You know, I think you left Coningsby in the nick of time.
Aha. You've been listening to Alice.
Jill, Sheila.
They're lies, they're all lies.
I gather, sir, from the way our great chief swept in and out again that something might be up.
You mean you don't know Clive? And I thought you were an expert at reading those jumble numbers.
Not when they come from groups, sir. They tend to get a little bit muffled. Probably the rarefied atmosphere.
Margaret, come and meet Clive Adams.
Because the way as I see it, once the British government plays the contract, I think the rest of the NATO countries will follow.
Well, in that case, let's hope all goes well tomorrow.
Yes. No, it's a pity about tomorrow. I would have liked to have seen your Spitfire fly in the air this week.
Ah, you were in the Luftwaffe.
Yes.
Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't look at it on the ground before you take off.
Thank you, yes, I should like that very much. I should be waiting.
Gin and tonic, please, George. Actually, Margaret, I think you'll find us quite civilized here. Probably because we've got so few fighter pilots.
My round.
Right, George, that's
Clive.
tonic.
About the open date. Lovely voice. My thoughts exactly. Mike, can you spare a moment? I'd like to see you this afternoon, 3:30.
Right.
Now, about the open day tomorrow. As Dave Gregson's taken to his bed with this bug that's going round.
Oh, no, not the commentary.
Obvious choice, Mike. You're such a smooth talker.
Drink? Oh, congratulations, Mike.
Cheers, Clive. What time's Kate coming down?
She isn't.
Oh, I thought she was coming down for the open day.
So did I.
Still wanting you to quit the service, eh?
Yes.
Ah, she'll come round, given time. They always do.
Mike, being such a chauvinist, how is it you're so successful with women?
It's simple. They can't wait to change me.
Well, I'm sorry, Christy. I did do my best. Sure you did, sir. Could have been a lot worse. Whole squadron could have been axed.
That suggestion actually mooted, sir.
No, Christy, you're taking all this a damn sight too calmly.
Am I, sir? Well, naturally, the loss of the Phantoms is a great blow, but weighing that against the continuation of the squadron...
And working on the assumption that you insisted on the Phantoms in the first place, knowing full well that the squadron could operate perfectly well without them. You play a good hand, Christy. I'd invite you to make up a Fort Bridge one evening.
Thank you, sir. I should like that.
I'm sure we both would. Now, about those phantoms of yours.
They'll be gone within the week, sir.
Good. By the way, I had a letter from your father this morning. I'm afraid I won't be able to get to Kingsford's open day tomorrow, so do give him my apologies, will you?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course I will, sir.
I served with Sir Robert after the war. We still managed to meet up every few years. Splendid chap. Safe journey.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I wrote to Sir Robert several months ago inviting him to be a guest of honor. He didn't reply because he was out of the country. He only just got back. By the time I read the letter, you were on your way to group. Anyway, being his son, I imagined you would have known.
Oh. When's he arriving?
The car's already left the station, about 15 minutes.
Damn. Means I'm going to have to stay here for the weekend.
The Phantom's going.
From what I've heard, I'd say it was a distinct possibility.
Damn. That's just my luck.
Yes. Look, I've told you this, Mike, because although you can be a pain in the neck, you're a damn good flight commander, and I don't want to lose you.
Well, it doesn't look as if we're going to have much options, sir.
There is one alternative.
Oh?
You were on Harriers before you went to Phantoms. Now, if you were to take a refresher course...
Back to Harriers?
Look, I'm not going to push you into this. It's entirely up to you. Only a suggestion. What do you think?
What do I think? Affirmative. Yes, 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 sir.
All right. If you're sure, I'll see what I can do.
Right.
No promises, mind.
I mean, apart from anything else, I'd rather like working with you.
Go on, get out.
Sir. Sir.
Grab your hat, Peter. Our guest of honor's arriving.
Guest of honor? I didn't know we were having one.
Nor did I. One of Group Captain Hall's little surprises.
Well, why the hell didn't he... Oh, never mind. What old buff has he dug up for us?
My father.
No, I don't mind in the least that there wasn't a guard of honor, Harry. I much prefer to keep these sort of affairs as informal as possible. Afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, Father. Quite a surprise.
Not for me. I knew I was coming.
Sir Robert, may I introduce Wing Commander Peter Tyson?
Ah, yes, you're commanding this new squadron, aren't you?
That's right, sir.
Ah, Helen.
Hello, James.
My word. 2 surprises in one afternoon, James. Almost as good as a birthday. Well, having come all this way, surely Helen warrants a kiss of welcome.
Thank you for your permission, sir.
I expect you'd like a cup of tea after your journey, Sir Robert, unless you prefer something stronger.
No, tea will be fine. Half a cup, no milk, no sugar. I do hope you don't mind my asking James's wife off my own bat.
Oh, no, of course not, Sir Robert.
But I thought it being Family's open day, but it's important to get all the wives involved. Don't you agree?
Why the devil didn't you let me know you were coming?
Because I didn't know myself until this morning. I'll tell you about it later.
He's really enjoying himself.
Then at least pretend you are.
Are you married, Harry?
My wife died several years ago.
Ah, same as myself.
Ah, Helen, do you know Peter Tyson?
Yes, we met some years ago, I think.
Yes, I believe we did.
Now then, Harry, what's the drill tomorrow? Sign a few autographs, I suppose?
Oh, that'd be splendid if you don't mind.
No trouble. I do that on automatic pilot.
And we do have 1 or 2 trophies to present.
Of course. No doubt say a few words, but I do mean a few. I believe in brevity on these occasions.
And in the evening, there's a ladies' night, and our other guests will include the Red Arrows and the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight.
Good, good. And after that, I'm allowed to go home.
Only if you promise to return, sir.
Oh, steady on, Harry. Mustn't be greedy. Sir Robert's a very busy man. Lucky to have him here on one occasion.
One can always find time for the things one really wants to do, James.
I've arranged a private dinner party for 7 o'clock, sir, if that's all right.
Excellent. Time for an hour of 40 winks. Have to cut down the flying hours at my age.
11:30, he phoned. That gave me 20 minutes to pack and get to the train.
You should have said no.
To your father? Next thing I'd have known, he'd have hired a car and driven down to Hampshire.
True. Did it to me often enough. I ever tell you about that incident at Biggin Hill?
No, you didn't.
When I was at school. Well, he rang up one day, wanted me to go to Biggin Hill. I said I didn't want to, so he turned up in a car. No arguing. Just in you get. Well, at least I thought it was going to be a day out, a treat.
Wasn't it?
Was it ever? Just wanted a photo for one of his damn books. Sir Robert Christie showing his son his old Spitfire. Then he gave me £1 and someone else drove me back.
That was then, James. People do change.
Oh, Helen, I really don't understand you. My father knows perfectly well we each lead our own lives, and yet you let him rope you into a farce like this, just so that he can enjoy our embarrassment. And you stick up for him.
Is that what I was doing? Strange. I thought I was trying to see both sides.
He's just using you. Just as he uses everybody. And has done as long as I can remember.
Will this do for tonight?
That was a damn good meal, Harry. The RAF may have fewer planes, but by God, the cooking certainly improved. But, gentlemen, there's one thing that hasn't changed, and that's the good company and fellowship of flyers. Oh, and not forgetting their beautiful wives, of course.
Sir Robert, I do hope that tomorrow night you'll tell us something of your wartime experiences.
An old blimp bumbling on about what it was like in his day. Is that what you expect?
Well, good Lord, sir, no, I didn't mean that at all.
Of course you didn't. Just pulling your leg. But just remember this, young man. 20 years from now, when everyone's flying the Tornado Mark 10, the Phantom and the Harrier will seem as outdated as the Hurricane and the Spitfire are today. But, and this is the interesting point, will your thinking have changed?
Well, as you say, Sir Robert, that's an interesting point, but...
It is. Of course, I'm bound to admit that I'm more guilty than most in dwelling on the past, but I think Harry will understand this. A few years ago, I went to one of the many annual reunions I'm asked to attend. I looked around at all these chaps of my own age, and for the first time I realized that they were still living in 1940. They hadn't moved on from that point in time. That was their reality. Then, not today. And I suddenly was aware that that was precisely what I had been doing. Living in the past.
Quite profitably, though, sir.
Aha, he's been keeping an eye on my royalties. Well, gentlemen, thank you for a delightful evening.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Sir Robert.
Good night, Peter. Good night, Michael.
Good night, sir.
See you in the morning, Harry.
Anything you want, Sir Robert, just ring.
Fine, fine. James.
I think I'll go up, James.
Not without kissing me good night, you won't. I'll not keep him long. Haven't had much to say for yourself this evening, James?
Perhaps because I haven't had much to say, Father.
Still keeping the guard up, eh?
Better than getting a poke on the chin. How long were you abroad?
4 months. You know damn well what I want to talk about, don't you?
Father, I thought we had agreed to lead our own lives.
Never interfered in your life, have I? When you made it perfectly plain that you wanted to paddle your own canoe, I respected that wish. What I'm talking about is family.
Family? Since when have we been a family?
I'm talking about Helen. Damn it, she's my daughter-in-law. Good God, boy. You only see her 2 or 3 times a year? What kind of marriage is that?
Strangely enough, one that works.
With no children?
Oh. Do you really need someone to heap the glory onto?
I'm thinking of Helen. Women should have children. Good God, what sort of life does she lead, stuck down there in Hampshire?
Father, you are not the person to preach about marriage. And certainly not to me.
Still raking over the same old ashes, eh?
I think I'm going to bed.
As you wish.
Good night, Father.
I expect she's afraid of being alone. Of having no one.
Good night, Mr. Prentice.
Good night, sir.
Thank you.
Right, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to RAF Kingswell. The air display will begin at 2 o'clock. This is a day for the family, and there should be something for everyone to see and enjoy. We've got a very exciting program lined up for today, which includes both the old and the new. We have the Vulcan bombers, the Red Arrows, the Battlefield Memorial Flight. We also have the Harriers doing their party tricks, the Pumas doing the impossible, and our police dogs once again proving that humans can either make good pets or provide a tasty morsel. Now, our guest of honor today is Group Captain Sir Robert Christie, the famous Battle of Britain fighter ace. He went on to command the bomber station, led his Lancasters as raids on the Ruhr, and in particular on Pinalunda.
Now, Sir Robert has kindly agreed to sign autographs. Clive, where the hell's he doing it?
Down below.
And you will find Sir Robert by the control tower at 4:30.
Inspection.
Harry. But at the moment, Sir
Getting a
Robert
bit
is
chilly
about
out
to
there. Do you
inspect
mind
the
if we watch
memorial
from
flight.
all right,
So would you
Of course,
kindly
sir.
clear
Oh,
that
please,
area?
take us at home.
And do remember that the air display will begin at 2 o'clock with the Harriers.
Putting them through their paces will be Wing Commander Peter Tyson, aided and abetted by Flight Lieutenants Stu Moran and Tom Just.
All ready to go, John?
Yes, just about, sir.
Good. Let's go over it once again, just for my benefit.
Certainly, sir. It's been agreed that we'll reach 39,000 over Lime Bay. Then once we have the all clear from London Mill, we'll turn east. You can then switch on your box of tricks, sir. The descent will bring us down to 3,000 feet off Portland, and we'll proceed at that level to St. Catherine's Point.
Excellent. And we return at the same height and then climb back to 39,000, yes?
Correct.
Good. Sorry to take you away from your open day, John.
Seen one, you've seen them all, sir. Anyway, should be a pleasant trip.
Herr Robert, just about to inspect the memorial flight.
Oh, right. Well, will you excuse me, gentlemen? I shall be no more than 10 minutes.
Right, let's start our checks then, Eric.
Sir Robert, this is Flight Lieutenant Corbin.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. How long have you been flying her?
Just over a year, sir.
What do you normally fly, Phantoms?
Yes, sir.
But you obviously enjoy the Spit.
I wouldn't mind owning this one, sir.
Ever have any trouble with that blasted pitch control?
So far, I haven't forgotten to tighten the friction control knob, sir.
I did. Lever slipped one day. Tried to take off in coarse pitch. I can assure you, it doesn't work.
Oh, by the way, Sir Robert, did you know that Herr Robert was a Stuka pilot?
Really?
Yes.
How did you get on with the Ju-87?
Oh, it's a very good machine to fly, but vulnerable at lack of maneuverability.
So I heard. Never came up against one myself.
Oh, pity.
Why?
I was shot down by a Spitfire. I crashed in France. My gunner always claimed it was you, but none of your books have listed a Stuka kill.
No, not even a possible. Sorry, I can't oblige. Congratulations. Well, gentlemen, I can tell you this. It's in a damn sight better condition than any of mine ever were.
Squadron Leader Anderson wondered whether you'd care to go along with them, sir.
Well, thank you, Squadron Leader. But today I'm looking forward to watching her perform from the ground. Good luck. No, Sandy White bagged a couple of Stukas. You must let me have the time and place. I'll put out a few feelers.
Oh, thank you very much. If you do find out anything, it'll be my grandchildren who'll be most delighted. They have some romantic idea about throwing a party and putting the two of us together.
My word, they are romantic.
Yes.
How many do you have?
4. I'm afraid I rather spoil them.
Now then, Harriers. Loud to the ladies and gentlemen. Harriers, dismiss.
We're in position now, sir. Shall we turn for a run-up channel?
Still rejecting me signal out of the program. Sorry, John. Yes, if necessary, we'll go into a holding pattern.
Right, sir. Eric will turn on to 085. I'll let London Military know. London Mill, Foxtrot Yankee November 34.
Foxtrot 34, London Mill, I see your turn. What is your next heading?
London Foxtrot 34, rolling out 085. About to leave flight level 390 for 3,000 feet on the regional, over.
Roger, Foxtrot 34, we have your special flight details.
I think we'd better hold it until I've sorted this out.
London Foxtrot 34, we have a small computer problem. We'll hold it 390 in a left-hand orbit till it's sorted, over.
Foxtrot 34, understood. Clear orbit left.
Do you want to sit down, Bob?
And now, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight.
Flying the Spitfire is Flight Lieutenant General Corbin. The Lancaster is Squadron Leader Scott Anderson. The Hurricane is Flight Lieutenant John Francis.
Gentlemen, you're flying with an idiot.
You found the fault then, sir?
Yes, I've plugged in one circuit too many. For this program, it isn't necessary. I'll disconnect. Right, John. You can tell them we're ready to begin our test.
London Mill, this is Foxtrot 34, rolling out on 085. We'll commence our descent in 30 seconds.
Negative 34. Delay your descent for 6 minutes.
London Foxtrot 34, 6 minutes, roger.
Foxtrot 34, call passing 5, the Portland 1008.
Foxtrot 34, 1008, roger. Here, Robert, please send your computer for 6 minutes.
She's now on the computer, John.
Right. Let's put her on autopilot.
Beautiful, isn't she, eh?
For a bomber?
Yeah. Thanks, Deb.
A beard. Thank you.
No. So?
Must be quite a few chaps wanting to meet up with their old adversaries, Harry.
Sorry?
Like Herr Ovid.
Ah, yes.
Could be interesting.
Good material for a book.
Yes.
military in motion. The Red Arrows.
Sir, could you spare a moment? London Mill, sir. They want to know if there was any last-minute change in the Dominus flight programme.
Not that I'm aware of. Why?
I'll find out, sir.
Excuse me.
I see. One moment, please. It seems the Domini reported an unspecified computer problem and went into a holding pattern before starting on its test run. It then dived to 3,000 feet as scheduled, but is now making an irregular spiral course up the channel.
Then why doesn't London Mill simply ask them what the hell they're playing at?
I've tried to raise them, sir, but can't, and the Domini didn't call when it passed 5,000.
Clive?
Sir?
Get me a channel area low-level en route chart, please.
Sir?
They're now listening out on 243.0, sir.
Trouble, Harry?
I don't know. Sounds damned odd.
One moment, I have OC Kingswell with me now. The Domini's passed the limit of its test run and is now over St. Catherine's Point, tracking 085, sir.
Let's have a half-mil airways topo, Clive.
Sir? Well, I think I'll take a breath of fresh air. Care to join me, Helen?
Yes, I could do with stretching my legs.
London Mill calling Foxtrot Yankee November 3-4. I say again, London Military calling Foxtrot Yankee November 3-4. You are heading into controlled airspace. If you read me, score guide and turn onto south. I repeat, you have 5 miles to run to controlled airspace. Attempt contact on 243 or 1215. Over.
Right, based on the fuel they had on board, what's the estimate of the flying time left?
About 3,000 feet, about an hour and a half, sir.
And their progression's what?
According to London Mill, 150 miles an hour.
Hold on. London Mill, sir. The French and Belgians are getting rather agitated.
I'm not surprised. Domini's going to run out of fuel somewhere between Brussels and Cologne.
Bloody hell.
Tell them duty controller strike command has ordered us to send up a Harrier to investigate.
Yes, sir.
3,000 feet communications are going to be difficult.
Clive, pull that Herc out of the display. Get it airborne immediately. 10,000 feet. It can act as a relay for the Harrier.
Son?
You talked to Prentice. That computer on board, do you think it could be affecting their radio in any way?
No, absolutely out of the question. And everything was working perfectly well when it was tested last night.
No, it's just a thought. And is Wing Commander Tyson's Harrier ready for takeoff?
Yes, sir.
You better select London Mill frequency.
Right, sir.
London Mill, Tracer 01, airborne steering 090.
Tracer London Mill, roger. Vector 120, you are clear at your present level. No conflictions. Foxtrot Yankee November 3-4 is in your 12 o'clock, range 85 miles.
Tracer London Mill, understood.
Let's give a big hand for the Red Arrows.
That concludes the air display, but there's still plenty more for you to see and do. And at 5 o'clock, Sir Robert Christie will be presenting the Kingswell Annual Craft Awards.
What are you planning to do?
Difficult to say at this stage, Sir Robert.
James?
I shall wait for Wing Commander Tyson's report. I'll make my decision then.
London Mill, Tracer 01.
Domini contact. Am closing. Over. Foxtrot Yankee November 3-4. This is Tracer. I'm on your port wing. Imperative you acknowledge. Foxtrot 3-4. Imperative you make some sign of recognition. Foxtrot 3-4. London Mill
Tracer, there's no sign of life aboard her so far. We'll do a complete scan.
SC rescue have been alerted, sir.
Thank you.
London Mill report the French have sent up a Mirage, sir.
Group Captain Christie here. Yes, I suggest you inform the French that we have the matter in hand and are taking care of it. I don't give a damn how worried they are. Just tell them to keep that Mirage in their own airspace.
London Mill, Tracer. Dominic's cabin window blown out on the starboard side. I can see two figures in the cockpit. No sign of movement from them at all. Looks like decompression. Over.
Tracer, London Mill, roger.
Tracer, Kingswell.
Kingswell, Tracer, go.
Can you confirm occupants of Domini are dead? Over.
Tracer, Kingswell, negative. Cannot give positive confirmation. They could be unconscious. Over.
Tracer, Kingswell. Yes, I understand. No, I quite agree with you, sir. I'll keep you informed. What's the position now, Clive?
Oh, just about here, sir. Almost into French airspace.
Right. Tracer, Kingswell.
Kingswell, Tracer, go.
The Domini can't be allowed to continue on its present course. Can she be deflected into the sea? Over.
What the hell are you...
If you're asking me to tip a wing, you can forget it.
What the hell are you talking about, James? You heard what he said. He couldn't confirm they were dead.
Neither could he confirm they were alive. That plane's a flying bomb, and you know it.
May I remind you, I am the station commander, and those men are technically under my command.
Then try ordering them back.
I'll try and get one wing in my slipstream, see if that will deflect her. Damn, that bloody computer's taken over and she's come back on course. Over.
That noise, it could be coming from the Domini.
Could be coming from anywhere. Tracer, Kingswell.
Kingswell, Tracer.
No options left. Time's run out. Shoot her down. Out.
Kingswell, Tracer.
What the hell are you talking about? Who gave the order for that Harrier to be armed?
I did.
Now, you listen to me.
Harry! That Domini's crossing the busiest air lanes in Europe. Sending up a Harrier to just look is not enough.
I suggest you rescind that order while there's still time. Those men could simply be unconscious.
No. Add up the facts. There's only one answer. When that window blew, the Domini decompressed. With no oxygen, those men have been dead for some time. And I'm not going to risk a major air disaster.
Only decision that could have been made, James.